Okay guys, so I'm getting ready to start on day one, embarkation day of our cruise. So I've got some photos edited and printed out here. I have a 19 by 13 here. It's kind of a mismatch, and there's always a lot of extra photos on day one because it's like getting to the cruise terminal, checking out our room. So I've got some room pics, killing time before we got into the room. Then we went to dinner. It was Christmas Eve, so we've got some pictures in front of the tree. I have some pictures from dinner here. I chose to take some food photos and combine them all in one 4x6 for the extra here. And then we did a massage, like a couples massage. So there wasn't really too many pictures I could take from there. But yeah, so let's grab in my album here. The only ephemera that I really have, which you saw from the first video, I don't have a ton from day one. I found my information for my COVID test that I took in here, so I'll work on that eventually. But I really only have like our room key cards, and then these potentially might get put in there. But I'll probably put these with the pictures of the hotel room in here. So I anticipate that I will need several of this particular style page protector here, which has got 2 4x6s and 5 3x4s. And the reason I'm thinking that one is because I have quite a few 4x6s planned. So I've got, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I need to go ahead and take these out of here. I just kind of slid them into the first page protector that was available. I think what I'm going to need to do is make a purchase of more of that design style, because I'm realizing that I have a ton of all 3x4s, and that might not work too well with having, you know, a lot of horizontal photos like I do. And I'm trying to decide which one of these I want to use for my first day. I'm kind of thinking the Let's Get Lost would be a good one, or this travel story. I'm thinking that the Seeing New Things or the So Much World would be on days when we're seeing new places, or new to us kind of places potentially. I just wanted to get those tucked in there. I'm pretty sure, I know I bought an extra pack of 4x6s, but I must have an extra pack of 3x4s, so I've got tons of those, but I think I'm going to need to purchase more of these. I also bought an extra pack of this kind, knowing that I would need them for all of my cruise paperwork and documents. So basically, step one is going to be getting all these photos tribbed. Trying to figure out where they're going to be going in relation to everything. Might have to do an insert. We'll see. I'm just not really sure yet. I don't want it to be all photos. I want to get a few fun cards in there, filler cards, journal cards. But we'll see where we get started. And the other thing that I'm choosing to kind of not worry about right now is the colors in the photos really don't go well together. Like, this is a bright yellow background, it's like a bright green background, got these like weird coloring by the tree colors, so I'm just going with it. I'm gonna just choose to, like, I could have made them black and white, but I had a hard time getting the coloring right, is what I'm trying to say, so I'm just going with it. There's not much I can do about it. So anywho, I'm just gonna get started and we'll see where we end up. Okay guys, so starting out here now, just a little bit of a video of trimming, just using my We Are Memory Keepers trimmer. I generally trim the big 13 by 19 sheets down into about a 6 by 12 inch-ish size, and then that helps me easily trim. I prefer using this one over my large format trimmer, but so just a quick peek here at working on that part of the project. That's going to take me a while. And then once I'm done, I'm going to start sorting into piles here. So while we're at the cruise terminal, our room, the photos of the Christmas tree, and then us at dinner. And it worked out really well that the amount of photos that I had for each section pretty much fit very well into the available space that I had. I don't love 9x12 albums. I feel like I struggle with them. I do better with 6x8 or 12x12. But because of all of the paperwork and cruise documents that I had, I wanted to be able to fit them into this kind of size album. I could have put them into a bigger 12x12, but I didn't feel like I had enough to go that large. So anyway, as you can see, I'm just getting all the photos put in, having to trim them down just a little bit more, some of these, to get them to fit into the pockets, and then trying to make sure that I'm leaving room for the ephemera that I've got. I'm going to put that Let's Get Lost card on this page, but I think I'm going to end up having to use it on like actual travel days instead of this one. It just didn't really fit quite yet with the theme, even though, you know, the whole overarching theme is travel. But I didn't have room on the first page, and then I really didn't feel like it fit on the second page. So I'm going to end up pulling that back out. So just like I said, get everything trimmed. One thing I did do with some of the food photos, I trimmed them down into that 2x3, and that was a way to squeeze a bunch of photos into this, 4x6 space, which was a good choice, I think. And then I did have one 4x6 that I ended up trimming down to a 3x4 of the massage table. It wasn't a great photo. I tried to just sneak a quick photo before we did get dressed and get ready, but that was all I had. So here I grabbed from my stash of stuff the envelope that our key tickets were in. I originally trimmed out that stateroom around the border, and then this key logo was a label that was attached to it, so I trimmed all the way around that. And I always go with the full size of the piece first before I start trimming any smaller. So I had thought about maybe putting it on a label sticker that I grabbed. I just had some on my desk from the one little word kit that was recently brought out. So I decided to go smaller because it was kind of taking over the photo a little bit too much. And that key rewards thing, I decided to layer over top of the envelope, which I apologize is slightly off camera here. I'm just trimming that out of the pocket, and then I'm going to use my trimmer to get nice clean lines down to a 3x4 size. And there's a little bit of a window that I'm actually going to use to cover that up. So I don't know if you can see there's a little square of open space, which would have been fine if there wasn't a photo or something on the other side. So I just use that as an opportunity to put that little spot right there. And that'll help tie in the cards. So here I am grabbing some papers from my stash. This is the new Echo Park. I think it's called Away We Go. So I grabbed the suitcases and the hotel room keys, and decided ultimately to go with the room keys because it was going to back the hotel room keys, even though they didn't look like that kind of style. I just needed something consistent to use for both. And I also grabbed the chipboard set, and I grabbed the one there that says my bags are packed and I'm ready to go. I'm kind of just using that, one as a fun embellishment, and two as a way to cover a cartoony thing that was on the TV giving us instructions as we were unpacking and stuff. So I grabbed one of my Simple Stories photo templates there in a 4x6, cut out a piece of paper, and then I cut it down to a 3x4 for both of these, and they needed just a slight trim. These pockets are so tight, they're not a real true 3x4. And so I don't super love it. It's a little bit busy, but trying to find anything else that made sense besides just plain white paper would have been really hard to match the color of that blue. It's a really unique blue color. So I decided right away to go ahead and put that chipboard piece on top of the photo there. So I'm just using some red line tape to adhere it down. And then I'm just using my rolling dot adhesive to add that little stateroom number to the photo. And then I was grabbing some other patterns to take a look at here and some stickers, because I was jumping back to the first page, like the title page, basically. So I decided to go with that 3x4 that says Oh Hey Vacay, just because it had the colors in the photos. It had the yellow and the green, and I just thought it was a good intro card. And then the Anywhere But Here card I thought kind of coordinated well with it. It's not the exact same green, but it's close enough. So jumping a little bit further ahead here, I found some yellow items in my stash to help pull in the yellow suitcase for the card and yellow background. So I've got that little Go chipboard. I think that was from a July Stories by the Month kit from like 2017, I think. Could be wrong. And then that yellow sticker was, I believe, from the 2018 travel kit, and I thought the Bon Voyage one was perfect. So I just figured out a spot where that could go. And then I found a Citrus Twist Kits card. It says, Say Yes to New Adventures. I'm using my Heidi Swat date stamp there to stamp December 24th, 2021. I kind of wouldn't normally do that, but I was kind of trying to make a point that it was like Christmas Eve that we were doing this. So just used a pen there to journal. And then now jumping ahead to the third page. I originally had decided to do the Christmas photos because chronologically they made sense, but visually across from the very bright hotel cards and stuff, they didn't. So I needed more of neutral color photos. So I just flipped them to the back. They're darker, so it looks more like an evening photo anyway. I cut up the rubber band that I had as like a souvenir, and I got really lucky. I just kind of cut it so that I could see where I was going to cut the design closer, and I cut it at exactly 6 inches. I didn't measure it, I didn't do it on purpose. I just kind of cut it, and it was the exact perfect size to fit across the photo. So I decided just to stick with that and use some red line tape to adhere it down on the outside. I had a little bit of a hard time getting the red lines to stick to it, so I'm hoping that it doesn't peel off. We'll see, but it's way too bulky to try to put inside the pocket. And then I'm making final decisions and attaching the room key cards to the background paper with some red line tape because it's like not going to work with rolling adhesive, and sticking those into the pockets. Now we're jumping back to the the third part of this section. So I was having a hard time finding a journaling card that I like, so I went to the digital version of the Eat mini kit, colored the background green to help tie in that transparency piece, and then added my journaling digitally. And then now I'm cutting one of those labels in half. I think it was 3 inches. Just to put a little note on the top of the massage chair photo, since it wasn't mentioned in the journaling. Just about the fact that he treated us to a couple's massage for Christmas Eve. It was a really nice, relaxing way to then go to bed later. And then I'm just adding a couple quick embellishments here. I found some chipboard pieces from my December daily stash. One says Eat, Drink, and Be Merry. So I'm going to put that on the transparency. And then the square green one on the opposite side that says, Oh, What Fun. And then I added a green sticker to the food page just to help tie in some of the greens. And then I'm going to also end up adding a little red puffy sticker to that card there, just to help tie in some red from the left side of the page, a little bit that's in the transparency there. And I'm just leaving you with some close-ups here so you can see what it looks like without the glare, which I apologize for. So hope you enjoyed watching day 1 and got some inspiration on how to use some ephemera. And I can't wait to share the rest of the days with you. I'm excited to get to the Caribbean and document that. Thanks so much.